Welcome, everybody. This is Dr. JJ Levine, president of Essanté Organics. If you've just dialed in, you've dialed into the Thursday night Zoom call for Essanté Organics, and we have a fantastic call for you tonight. We've got a couple of great speakers. If you haven't yet, go ahead and grab your journal, grab a pen. I promise you, you're definitely going to want to take great notes. Now, let's talk about our first speaker. Let's talk about Dr. Becky. She is a board certified internist and gastroenterologist, and she practiced gastroenterology in my neck of the woods. I'm up here in Phoenix. She was down in Tucson, Arizona for many, many years. Now, this is what I have tremendous respect for. When a medical doctor goes to school to become a medical doctor and they get trained in medicine, they typically go for the right reasons. And I know Dr. Becky did as well. But then they get into practice and they learn some more information. And so she transitioned to holistic and nutritional approaches to give the best care for her patients. That's how you get true wellness. And I know she's going to touch on some of those things tonight, and you're going to want to take great notes. Because of that acumen, she became senior medical director of a formidable network marketing company that focused on cleansing and replenishing the body. And she helped take that company from $19 million in its first 8 months to $1 billion in sales in 5 years. That is fantastic. And she has spoken internationally on how to heal the body through nutrition and allowing your body to become the miracle it was always meant to be. So I hope and I'm confident after you hear her speak, you're going to be empowered. You're going to know that your health and your wellness is in your hands. So get ready to take great notes. And Dr. Becky, please take it away.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Michael. Always an honor to be here. And as you said, I did make that transition from traditional medicine to more holistic and nutrition. And, the big reason for me is because I could not handle the pharmaceutical industry and what I was doing to poison my patients chronically. Because, pharmaceuticals, there's a place for them. There's a place temporarily for them, but chronically we're overdosing. We have too many drug reactions, too many people dying from drug reactions, too many people with severe significant side effects that tragically affect their life. And so that was my main reason for going a different direction. And my family thought I was crazy and my peers thought I was crazy. But when I went into nutrition and became part of the network marketing nutrition arena, the world became my waiting room. It wasn't just one-on-one anymore. So I was able to impact so many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people by, teaching them that the body's the miracle and what can we do to help that body be the miracle it's always meant to be. And being a gastroenterologist, of course, I took care of the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, the anal area, the pancreas, the gallbladder, the biliary system, the liver. And truly, from my heart, if you want systemic health, you have to support your gut and you have to support something called the microbiome. And a lot of you are familiar with the microbiome. It's everywhere. I mean, it's in all magazines, it's on the news, it's wherever you look. The microbiome is so important. It's these trillions of organisms that live in our gut. We have them on our skin. It sounds creepy, but the bottom line is they are in charge of your systemic health. And when you have good microbiome, you feel good. When you have bad microbiome, you don't feel so good. And the microbiome, when it's healthy, has this direct connection to your brain, to your skin, to your cardiovascular system. It supports your immune system. And I'm going to get into that in a little while about super sprout sterols and the daily digest and how we can really boost our immune system to ward off infections. And I'm going to talk in a little bit of detail in a minute here. But just in general, a healthy microbiome is going to support all these pathways, these super highways, if you will, between all the major organs in your body. And because 85% of your immune system sits in your gut, your immune system is dependent on a healthy microbiome. Your endocrine system, the largest endocrine system in your body, is your gut. It depends on a healthy microbiome. Same with that brain chemistry. We know there's a gut-brain, brain-gut axis, if you will, a superhighway that when you're microbiome, these organisms are so healthy. They're sending out the right connection, the right neurotransmitters to your brain to give you focus, to give you energy and clarity of mind, to give you better sleep cycles and wake up in the morning with that energy, and helping to prevent neurodegenerative disease, because a microbiome that's healthy and happy and producing more healthy, happy microbiome prevents leaky gut syndrome. What it does is it supports the integrity of the lining of your gut. Because if you have leaky gut and you're not digesting well, and you're not breaking down, for example, proteins, because your enzymatic levels in your pancreas, like the proteases, decline every year after you turn 30, then undigested proteinaceous yuck is what I call it, can then leak through a leaky gut into your systemic circulation and cause the inflammatory cascade to set up and wreak havoc. And inflammation has been known to be the secret killer for decades and decades in traditional medical literature, leading to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, the obesity, high cholesterol, high lipids, hypertension, neurodegenerative diseases, arthritic conditions, autoimmune conditions, conditions we don't even really understand. But when you support that microbiome, and what I love about these organic products, so many of them are aimed directly at the microbiome. So, for example, if you want to give your microbiome prebiotics, we have the most amazing superfoods in terms of the organic reds and greens. And when I talk about prebiotics, pre just means before, prefix. And it's a fertilizer. So if you think about you're ready to grow a crop of healthy vegetables, you sprinkle the right healthy organic fertilizer down so that when that crop is growing, it grows more exponentially and it grows stronger and it produces more and more and more because you gave the prebiotics to the microbiome. And our organic probiotics, that's the active cultures that they give more active cultures to the healthy microbiome. So they colonize, help the proliferation, they help the energy. And when we cleanse with something called the phytocleanse, because it's also an important part of developing a healthy microbiome, if you've got segments of unhealthy bacteria, viruses, fungus that are hanging out, they will create a slime around them. It's like a protective cement covering. It's like they're in a bunker and they're protected, and they will fester and they will cause leaky gut. They will basically break down the integrity of your lining of your gut. So the phytocleanse gets rid of that biofilm. Without going into the pathophysiology of that, it's a magnesium and enzymatic compound that allows that slime to go away, and it takes the bad microbiome with it. So we have the prebiotics, we've got the probiotics, we have the phytocleanse. And now I'm going to shift a little bit because I wanted to talk a little bit more about the immune system itself and daily digest and something called super sprout sterols. And I love, there's a video and there's an audio that Ron, our immunoenzymologist, does that talks very succinctly about the development of the super sprout sterols. And for those of you on the line, if you haven't listened to this and you need the link, I have it. The whole corporate team has it. My next guest, Mint, has it. It is something to listen to. Take 30 minutes out of your day to listen to the development of something that supports your immune system like nothing before. Because when you think about life and quality of life and longevity of life, your immune system needs to be functioning at its highest level. Because we need to fight off viruses. We need to fight off fungal infections, bacterial infections. And so we have all these cells in our immune system that need to be strong, especially a cell called the T cell. And the reason this hits home with me about fortifying T cells, helping them enlarge, helping them to have better enzymatic capabilities is because when I trained in medicine, I was back in Philadelphia, and it was the AIDS epidemic. We had floors and floors of AIDS patients. And it was a scary time because we did not know what we were doing. But the thing that I would read on the lab reports in every person that had full-blown AIDS, no matter how they got it, is their T cells were non-existent. They had no way to fight off this horrible infection. So what Ron did with some very amazing world-class scientists over in Africa is create a super sprout with increased enzymatic capabilities and the increased ability to enlarge in T cells. So they were able to create T cells that went from a very minuscule size to increasing the T cells to 5 to 6 times their diameter, but also their enzyme capabilities increased as well. And why I know this works is because the data is in Africa. The data is also in the States, but we're going to use Africa because it was such an epidemic there that killed so many people, is they had individuals that their T cells were negligible and they were dead, basically. They were bedridden. They had horrible infections affecting their lungs, their brain. Everything was just a mess. And they got them on the protocol with the sprouts, the sterols that have something called glucosides, and they increased the proliferation. They increased not only the production and proliferation of the T cells, but increased that size. They just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And with that enzymatic quality within these bigger T cells, the T cells were like a Pac-Man just killing the virus. And they would show with lab report after lab report that the T cells would increase on the lab, increase. Then patients who were bedridden were walking, and patients that had horrible infections that we didn't even understand didn't have those infections anymore. And so the super sprout sterols and how they should be taken as well is in the morning on an empty stomach, and don't eat, drink, or do anything after you take them. So just take them in the morning. You could do 3 a day or 6 a day. However you want to do it, it will start to increase your T cell size, your T cell proliferation, and the enzymatic capabilities of your T cells. Because we're always going to be fighting off viruses and bacterial infections and possibly fungal infections and parasitic infections. And if your T cells are not able to do it, then your body is compromised from an immune standpoint. Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants to feel lousy. Nobody wants to go through flu season, coughing and sniffling and down and arthralgias and muscle aches and no energy. We don't need that. So with the super sprout sterols, you're allowing these T cells to chomp on viruses and also chomp on cells that have been affected by DNA damage. And when I talk about DNA damage, we're talking about the big C. We're talking about DNA damage that leads to something called dysplasia, where the cells look ugly, and then there's the possibility for cancer, malignancy, metastatic cancer, et cetera, et cetera. They have studies on this as well, that when you increase the T cells, then many patients, and this is again documented over in Africa and other countries, that their tumor markers go down. So why do I take the super sprout sterols? Because I know that I need them. And because of the enzymes, as I age, I need more enzymatic capabilities. The other thing to know is that when they first started studying just the sterols with the glucosides and the sprouts, a lot of the people that they tested this on were on a meat diet. And so they weren't, breaking down this animal yuck, and it was floating into the bloodstream. So the sprout sterols didn't work as well. When they added the enzymes, which again, the protease for that meat protein, it was able to break down that protein, absorb it the right way, eliminate the yuck, and then they had the results of the T cells getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. When you combine it with the daily digest, you just potentiated it even more. So I take the sprout sterols every morning. I wait the hour before I do my alkaline organic Essanté shake with my reds, my greens. I do my daily digest. I do my probiotics. And also at night, I do my daily digest because I know it's still going to help me with the increased proliferation of the T cells. So understand that your quality of life and your longevity is based on your immune system. This is not a miracle. We're not quote unquote curing disease. We are allowing the body to always be the miracle. And everything is plant-based. Everything is green. And as all of you know, I want to know, I'm going green and who's coming with me. So set yourself a program, be committed and be diligent and be persistent and consistent. support your microbiome so you can support your systemic health and feel good. Because as we age, we should feel better, not worse. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce Mint, a very beautiful, lovely woman in my life who has extensive background in terms of being, I don't want to say healer. So Mint, I'm actually going to read something that, you sent me because your credentials are worth reading because they're extensive. I know that for 9 years, you spent incredible time with world famous, they were biopsycho, social, interpersonal neurobiologists, big long term. That means she knows what she's talking about when she talks, when it comes to the brain, when it comes to neurobiology. But she also studied for 13 years with an energy alchemist. She's absolutely someone that's looking at universal truth. And when she imparts her knowledge, it always imparts me. It imparts me to be a better person, to really think outside the box, and to always think about, what I'm doing every day to impart my knowledge to help others. And that's what Mint does. And so I don't even know what she's talking about, but whatever she talks about this evening will help you in a lot of ways. So with that, I know Mint, I saw you on the line earlier. So everyone, welcome to the line, Mint.
Yay. That was a fabulous introduction. Thank you. And I know that's really complicated, that you did so well. It took me, believe it or not, a year and a half to figure that out. Like, what is it again? Because it covers a lot of subjects. And being able to look at something from many different lenses has given me quite a bit of leverage that I really don't expect anybody to put in all the time that you've put in or that I've put in to know what we know. But I sincerely appreciate that you give me the cream off the top. When I ask you for something, I do not want your decades of dissertation. I really want the cream off the top. What is most effective for me? What's my action step now? So I try to do the exact same thing. I've had a lot of experiences and a lot of observations, firsthand, front row experiences with other people. And my intention is just to make things as easy as possible, leverage. And that is why I'm aligned with Essanté Organics, because it's leverage. It's fabulous leverage. It's exactly what the body needs and is craving. And we don't even know it. And it's right there, nice and easy. Dr. Becky, wow, what a wealth of information. Those are a lot of sophisticated terms that you're using, but in the conversation, we get it. We absolutely get it. There's a value here, and that's the leverage point. That's the pivot point. That's what we're looking for. Otherwise, we're on the outskirts of symptoms. We're looking for the pivot point. So the Super Sprout Sterols is my favorite product because I had an experience with it. I had a condition that was going on and on for a long time. I didn't understand how all the body works together. I didn't understand if you have your tonsils taken out or if you have your appendix taken out, how that creates imbalances, blah, blah, blah. So everybody's got something that they're dealing with. And if nothing else, it's everyday toxification in the air, the clothes, the water, what they call food. So you handled all of it so well, getting the good stuff in, taking the bad stuff out. And this sounds really simple, but it really is simple. It is that simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. We're taught that things are out of reach, but they're not. They're all within reach. And anybody who's listening to this right now, you got it. You're in reach. You found what you were looking for, because seekers find. But that's how the universe works. Dr. Becky mentioned, yes, I do leverage universal law because it's easier. I've tried the other way. I was not successful. So after having years of my passion and my energy and my focus on something and having an intention for the outcome and then not getting that outcome, that got my attention because I'm a powerhouse. How would it be possible for me not to achieve something that I intend? But I found out there are universal laws and there's underlying programs. There's a thing called the subconscious. We have to deal with all of it. What I loved that I thought was really a great leverage point was when Dr. Becky talked about the gut-brain correlation. So I'm going to piggyback on that right now. When we start increasing our health, especially the gut health, and everything starts functioning a little bit better, your mind we'll start to get inclinations or a gut feeling. It might be gentle and passing, but this will increase. And this is what we're to listen to. The overriding neural pathways, those super highways of the things that we always hear, we always say, we did it again and again. It's going to take a little extra mental energy to go, well, what was that little idea, that little gentle idea? Call who? Oh, well, I don't know, but I'll make a little note of it. I'll call that person. Haven't talked to them in years. Anyway, what were we doing? So those little things are pivot points, and you don't know who's needing you and waiting for you. It's a magnetic universe. Everything that we're floating in has a magnetism to it. It's responding to us, to our subconscious self, not our actions, but the actual energy of what we're doing. So when the brain function goes up, because we've been doing things like taking these at the right time, 2 minutes before a meal, doesn't sound like it's very complicated, but it's leverage. I've taken it 2 minutes after I finished eating also, and it still works. Thank God. It's amazing. These products are really amazing. When you take them wrong, they work. But when you take them right, you get a lot of benefits. Benefits of benefits. Things that you weren't expecting. Now, I have baselines. I'd like this to improve or that to improve. But when things start popping awake and coming to life, it's really remarkable. Lunging up a mountain. And I increased my exercise 0 minutes per month. You'll hear me say it again and again. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I'm just going to say, you take them at the right time and you get benefits of benefits. Specifically about the Super Sprout sterols has to be first thing in the morning or at the very, very end of an hour before you conclude a fast, so that the whole digestive tract, everything is completely empty. There's nothing for it to do. There is no distraction of what the body should be doing. It's not concerned with a, leftover dinner or something like that. Everything is done. So when you take those, your body is ready to receive with nothing else to do except make those and jumbo size those cells. So these products are leverage. Efficiency. It works so much easier with efficiency. I love the Phyto Cleanse, but I'm a little intimidated by it, to be honest with you, because it is so powerful. Especially if you've been, on a path of being clean for a long time. I still take it, even though I live really clean. I mean, really clean. You wouldn't believe it. I don't believe it, but it took me a while to get here, but I realized where the value was and I realized where the poison was. So even clean, we're still in these environments. It's still seeping in somehow, some way. So just trust to just take the Phyto Cleanse, and it's like an insurance policy. You're just doing what's needed to do for maintenance. You change the oil. You just keep maintaining your vehicle. It works better. It lasts longer. The vehicle feels respected, right? So the body is the vehicle. Ask it what it needs. Follow the little intuitions. Oh, you know what? Maybe not. You know what? I just read the package and I had never read the package like that one. And I just noticed that there's an ingredient in there that is just not in alignment with what I know is good for me. So since I'm already getting a bunch of other stuff that I know isn't good for me, let me be managing what I can. So I'm not using the word discipline because it has a negative connotation to it, but I am devoted to my happiness and well-being. I'm absolutely devoted. I have so much fun. I have more and more fun all the time. I usually seem like I'm having the most fun, and people would normally say, you look like you're having more fun than everybody else. And I said, I wish it weren't true. I wish everybody here was having more fun. Let me be the least fun person there. That will be a wild party. But that being said, I'm going to quickly transfer into something that I was talking with my team a little bit earlier, and there's a lot of people who are just jumping into the Go Green movement. Dr. Becky, I'm going green with you. And what do I do? How do I get started in this? I will tell you, it's a lot more difficult if you have any experience in sales at all, because you're inclined to sell. And this really is a no selling movement. Education is paramount. However, that's not the first step. You just ordered your stuff and you want to talk to people, and what are you going to talk about? Why did you order it? What made you realize that you needed to do this? You don't have to even take one of anything. You already have a story that's relatable. Let other people know I'm on this journey. I'm curious. I want to see what happens to me. Guarantee you there's somebody else that goes, yeah, I'm going to be watching you. And somebody else will go, you know what? I need that too. Let's do it together. Let's both see what happens. I have this condition. You have that condition. Let's just see. And what Dr. Becky talked about, I found with everybody that I'm working with, everybody, 100%, those are the foundations. When those get situated, you get the enzymes and the flora and the super sprout sterols and the phyto cleanse. And then I say the B, because when you regulate your hormones, everything is popping off. It's amazing. I know the fruits and greens are so awesome too, but I was just talking about boop, 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 in the pills. You can get the greens in the pills too. So getting the functionality right. What's the idea? You can start right there with sharing authenticity and transparency. Those two things are superpowers. There is so much strength in vulnerability. Try it. It's really fun. You're really relatable. And that's what people want. They want to feel like they're not the only one. When they started that 6 feet apart, woo, you're the only one. You're the only one for another 6 feet. It's the only one. So we do need to come together. We have a 6-foot energy field. And if we're within 4 feet of another people, there's a good chance that our energy fields may blend. And if that happens with somebody that's halfway decent person, there'll be a synergy and your energy will naturally increase. That's why festivals and things like that have a high energy to them. There's literally that many, energy bodies floating around. So start with vulnerability right where you are. Okay, let's say you got your first order, and what's your story? I made preparation so that I could really have a good analysis of what I'm doing with my body. I actually care to pay attention because I really, really know that I deserve to be happy and healthy. And I want other people to see me as happy and healthy, and I want them to be happy and healthy. So this could really be something with a big positive ripple effect. So journeying on down the line, you want to contact me? I love scripting. So what is a script? To me, it's things that I naturally say. I just say the same. I hear myself saying the same things, and then I realize, oh, that's my script. This lady, Edie, I love her. She's got a great one. She says, I didn't know how bad I felt until I started feeling better. That is so true. Everybody can relate to that. But she says it because she means it, and it's relatable, and that's her script. Other things that I'll say is, 98% of the products on the shelves in the stores are really formulated by the same parent companies with different brands and the same poison. So that is called the illusion of choice. And that is how Essanté was formed. So there is no illusion. You have a choice. And I love these brothers for that. Thank you, Michael and Danny and Dr. JJ, for leading this company so beautifully. We need this. Everybody needs this. I have more training that I could talk about, some specifics. Another of my sayings is, that I'm no longer tempted by oral entertainment. And I like the pause after that because it needs to settle in a little bit, and everybody has a different vision of what that means. And then I say, biting, chewing, tasting, swallowing. That doesn't take very long. That's like 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast I'm eating it. And then days of suffering, how long does it take to work out of my body? All that stuff that's not even good for me. So I'm not tempted by it anymore. That's it. That's one of my scripts. Just don't do it. I'm too happy. But you can go ahead and have your relationship with food. I don't judge anybody. Everybody's been there. Um, there's some other ones. Dr. Becky, I remember you had Fountain of Youth pills. Ooh, my Fountain of Youth pills. I love that. It's curious. Something a little different. It's a little fresh. Maybe somebody's, familiar with a junk food hangover. Just don't feel good today. I ate that meal last night. I'm a little foggy today. Whatever it is, pay attention to yourself. Say, nope, I don't like the junk food hangover. So there's ways of expressing yourself, communicating your story, being relatable without selling. Don't sell. Believe me, we've been sold a bill of goods already. I will say there's not a lot of stuff on mainstream anything that I have a high respect for. So I sincerely appreciate having clean labels that I have complete confidence in, whole product line. It's a comfort that's I'm I mean, it's the illusion of safety no matter what we do, but gosh, eliminating all these potentials and just having a little bit more leverage. And I don't ever catch anything. Take the flights. I go all over. I even go barefoot. Nothing. These people, oh, it's going around. It never, ever catches up with me. It never catches up with me. It doesn't matter how many people have whatever it is. Just not my concern. I have no concern for it whatsoever. It's really a good feeling. It's really a good feeling not walking through the world being concerned. We are safe. If the body can do amazing, amazing things. If anybody wants to, dive deep into it, I will tell you, it will blow your mind. You will think it's sci-fi. It's not. So the least you can do is take care of yourself, do some tests on yourself, start with some baselines, care about yourself and others. The money always comes. It always comes. You'll always be provided for whatever you need, even if it's not immediate financial. When you're helping people, somehow it comes. So on my Sacred Vision Board, little personal tip, I do Sacred Vision Board workshops. The key to this stuff is you let the non-physical intelligence guide you to what to put on the board. So in boards I've made in the past, there are things that my mind put on there. Ooh, want that. And my mind goes, ooh, I want that. Okay, that stuff isn't on there anymore. But there was a $5,000 water machine that I wanted. And I thought, pure water, this is really important to me. I love it. I put this machine on my vision board. And other things kept coming up. Just didn't get it. And then all of a sudden it wound up in my lap. A dear friend of mine renovated her kitchen, had a whole house filtration system put on, and had no need for this countertop, device, and gifted it to me. Yeah, she could have sold it secondhand and got a good amount for it, but it wound up in my life. So don't count where you're getting your compensation from. It's always coming to you. Always. So, well, if you're always of service, then it's always coming to you. So care about yourself first, give from your overflow. And I look forward to catching up with everybody. Let me know how it's going. You can always message me through Facebook Messenger. I usually max out on my friends. So if you give me a message, I'll try to, go and delete some more people, but it's not my favorite hobby to do that. So I need some inspiration. I was like, delete some more people. And this is wonderful hearing from Dr. Becky. Thank you so much. And coming up next, Mr. Personality, Rainbow Unicorn Man. How many titles could you give to one colorful pioneer? This is somebody who's incredibly passionate and big-hearted, dedicated, and I'm really grateful that he exists. I wouldn't want his job, wouldn't want to be him, but I am really, really happy to also call him my friend. This is Michael Winiger, CEO. Take it away, Michael.
Thank you very much. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this evening and these wonderful, wonderful speakers. You know, what can I add? I think do some discovery, right? Um, Look at the entire product line. We've really focused on the inside, which is really, really important. But you know what? We also have to focus on the outside as well, because what we produce, what we formulate here at Essanté Organics is food. Okay. This is real food. Just think about it. You're in your shower using food when you're actually using the product line. Every single product that we have is only plants, USDA certified organic and wild crafted plants. Um, Largest store in the world that does it. And I'm telling you that you can do the good things on the inside and put bad things on the outside, and you're going to wreak havoc because your immune system is getting confused. You're creating chaos, right? And you can do really good things on the outside, and then do not so good things on the inside, and the same exact effect is going to happen. And I don't live in here. I live in here. I live in this body, right? That's where we all live. So take care of this like the temple it was made to be. So what are you going to put into your temple? What are you going to put on top of your temple? Okay. And talk to everybody about this. I'm telling you, everybody needs to know about this wonderful line that has been developed with food. And it's absolutely amazing, and it's changed my life, and it's changed the way I think about life and helping people and serving other people. That's what we do. And we're very passionate, and we're very, very in tune and zoned into everything that's in every one of our products. We It's amazing if you come on out and check us out and watch what happens and see what's going on here. I know a few folks coming out here in the next month and that are in this room, and we can't wait to see you, and so you guys can really get the feel of everything that's happening. But if you really want the feel of everything that's happening, start ditching and switching your products, right? So we talked about some wonderful products here, probably the best foundation you could possibly find in life. But guess what? When you run out of something, buy it from yourself. You run out of something else, buy it from yourself. It's a new store that just opened up, your store. The largest USDA and certified organic wildcrafted superstore in the world. So why not? Why not get it from yourself? Use real food. That's huge. That's really huge. So with that, I think our speakers did fabulous. And what more can I add other than take a look at everything that this company has to offer, and you will fall in love with the company, the people, and the people in this room. And I thank you all for being here this evening. Um, we're very structured in the way we do these things. So we do them every single week. We do Tuesday nights, we do a business opportunity Zoom so you can hear about the business more and learn about that. Yes, there's a business. So talk to anybody that got you involved into this Zoom this evening, and you'll be ecstatic. You won't be able to sleep when you see what you got in your hands. And on Thursdays, we do really dig deep into the product trainings. But next Thursday, you're going to want to be here because Mr. Todd Falcone is going to be here. Okay, we're going to have an evening with Todd Falcone. So that's already booked, and you're going to love it. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for being here, and God bless you. God bless your families. We appreciate your time. We're grateful. We're thankful, and we value it. So if you have any other questions, you can reach out to us through social media, through giving us a phone call, whatever it is you'd like. God bless you. God bless your families and your businesses. And we're here for you guys and gals. We're here for all you folks. Just reach out and let's have that talk. Let's anything that you'd like. So be blessed, and we will see you guys again on another broadcast. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.